Mabry Harper was a man passionate about one thing in life.
That's all he wanted to do was fish.
Still images from days gone by capture the poses of a happy man, happy with his catch, big or small.
We have some pictures of catfish. One of them weighed 130 pounds, and the other one weighed 90. And he had a little daughter. She's about 4 years old, sitting down between them, and either one of them could have swallowed her.
Mabry's stepson, Jerry Robertson, is still amazed at his dad's abilities.
We used to wade the creek and plug, and he'd catch fish right beside my leg, and I wouldn't even get no nibble.
Except for one fateful cast on a summer day, Mabry's fishing adventures might have been the stuff of family talk and bragging. But on that day, fishing on the Cumberland River near Hartsville, his life changed forever. On August 2nd, 1960, Mabry set up camp in this exact location. The next morning, he got up bright and early, took his little boat out to the middle of the river, threw his line in and waited. It wasn't long before the big bite occurred. With his favorite fiberglass pole and 75-pound test line, Mabry hooked a lunker. And then, well, he kept fishing.
Had that fish tied on the line out there, and he was swimming around. Had tushes about that long, big eyes. We got a washing tub and put him in it, tried to get him to the boat dock, but he died before we got there.
The walleye tipped the scales at 25 pounds, big enough for game warden Jim Spurlock to be called.
So they took pictures, they weighed and measured it, and then when Mabry came home later that day, they ate it for supper. And that's the funny part of the whole story. They ate the world record fish for supper.
Except for the head, as Trousdale County historian John Oliver explains.
They took a picture of that fish's head, and this is very important, because not only did they take a picture of the fish's head, they laid a yardstick next to it. And see, that's all the proof you needed right there. You take the picture of that head and the yardstick next to it, and you just simply measure from there to there, and you just multiply that figure out, 41 inches. There's no lie about it.
Based on that, the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame up in Wisconsin accepted Mabry's walleye as a world record.
There was never any doubt in T.W.'s mind that it was not a world record. We always assumed it was a world record and kept our word with it, and that's what I've always stood by, that it's a world record.
But doubts remained, in part because a really good walleye in Tennessee waters usually only reaches 8 or 10 pounds.
A 25-pound walleye is almost unheard of, and in the picture that most people saw didn't look like a very big walleye. It didn't look like a 25-pound walleye.
So in 1996, the Hall of Fame disallowed Mabry's walleye based on an article in Outdoor Life magazine claiming the photos raised doubts about the fish's size. But the new evidence used a questionable method to compare the fish to the size of Mabry's hands.
They didn't contact anyone in the family, didn't contact anyone with our state wildlife resources agency, didn't contact anyone in our county about it. They just simply wrote this article, got it published, and that was it.
I thought that was a lot of baloney. You can't prove how big somebody's hand is by a picture. You know that. They can take a camera and make a fish hand this big look this big.
That's when John Oliver started his personal crusade to correct what he thought was a big mistake.
We had compiled pictures, records, documents. I've done interviews. I had everything I think I could possibly need. And I wasn't willing to just send it up there and see what they did. I flew up there myself.
The Hall of Fame was unconvinced until Oliver had a better idea.
But I took the picture of Mabry's wife with the fish, and I blew it up so that the fish is 41 inches long. That is the fish, and this is her, and she's life size. You see it right there. That is a big fish, isn't it?
Several months later, the Hall of Fame changed its mind and reinstated Mabry's world record.
I bet their eyes got big when they saw that picture there.
It's a decision that's had a lasting effect on this part of the state.
You know, this is a source of pride for our county. We are the smallest county in this state in land area. And, you know, we kind of get ignored sometime by Nashville. It's like, well, Trousdale County, you know, they play good football and a couple of things like that. They kind of ignore us. And this is a world record fish was caught here in Trousdale County, you know.
Mabry Harper didn't live long enough to experience the dispute over his catch. But his accomplishment and love for the sport have set the standard high for walleye anglers everywhere.
Yeah, I'm glad he caught it. That's not the biggest fish he ever caught, though. But that's the only world record he ever caught.
I'm Alan Griggs on Tennessee's Wild Side.